Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 32.
These numbers are weird, but we're going to go with it. I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we are going couple by couple today.
Okay.
So first up is Zariah and Troy.
Okay, we're going to start with them.
So the psychic says Troy has a lot to work on.
Mm-hmm.
He is not Zariah's person.
Mm-hmm.
There is no hope, and he is not going to bring you peace. I could have told her that. Well, Zariah is crying. She's nervous, especially for her son.
Okay.
What were you thinking before you saw the psychic? Anyway, so Troy calls when she gets outside.
Mm-hmm.
She lies and says that the reading was good. He tells her what time he's going to be out the next day so she can be there on time.
Okay, nice.
So Zariah is going to pick up her husband with her brother and her parents. This is the day of her picking them up. She's telling us that she had a spiritual bath the night before to remove any negative energy, and she is feeling refreshed today.
If you had to guess what a spiritual bath consists of, what would you guess?
Probably like a lot of like flute music and crystals and moonlight.
No sage or anything like that? No.
Sage, probably sage.
Some
too.
sage?
Yeah.
A lot of witchcraft, basically.
Okay.
From this preacher's kid. But okay, I hear you. Let's keep going.
So Zariah gets a call from Troy. He is super excited for his release.
Yeah.
Then while they're waiting outside, it's what her mom, her dad, and her brother, and she gets a text from Troy's PO that the parole officer is going to pick him up from prison, and then take him to, I guess, the parole officer's office to do whatever they need to do.
Who knows? Yep.
So Troy calls her and says that this is weird. Like, even the guards there haven't seen people get released to their parole officers like this. Like, it's just a really odd situation. So the family moves closer to the jail because they're kind of like parked further away so that they don't miss anything of him coming out. So she actually sees him get into the back seat of the parole officer, and they kind of go on like a little bit of a high-speed chase to keep up with the PO to get to the PO's office. So they're standing outside of the PO's office, and the family finds it really odd and not fair. Since he did 7 years, he should be a free man now. Zariah feels that she was doing his bid with him, so she as well kind of feels like she has a stake in the situation and is hurt that he couldn't just come out and be a free man.
Now, here's the thing. This bid that you was doing with him, you put the chains on your own hands.
Hello?
You put the chains on your own feet. You put the chains on your son's hands. You put the chains on your son's feet and things like that. You did not have to do this bid with him.
No.
And things like that. So this whole idea of this high-speed chase that they try to basically sell us, I don't know the in and outs of how it works when it comes to like prisoner being released and things of that nature. I know a little bit about criminal justice, but I would think like, okay, this is not abnormal. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, he's a prisoner getting released to his parole officer. I'm thinking like he's not getting kidnapped. You get what I'm saying? They made it seem like he was getting kidnapped and basically just being taken away to wherever. So far she is Luffy. She's loopy. She is all the L words that I could think of, right? She doesn't come off as very smart, right? And it's very strange because it kind of shows kind of like where did the parents drop the ball? And the reason why I'm really focusing on the parents on this scene, on this episode, is because they seem so invested in him and in who she's with. And I'm just like, there comes a point to where, at least if I was a parent, I'd be like, listen, I don't want nothing to do with that. But they seem like, listen, we're not going to let nothing happen to him. Oh, wait a minute, daddy. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like it's a collaborative effort from everybody to be lost in this situation. How did you feel about this scene, Blair?
I feel two ways about it, but one way outweighs the other. So
tell me.
So the first way that I feel, which is kind of the lesser of the two, is basically that, we know a lot about police brutality when it comes to black people.
Facts.
And we also know that people aren't necessarily treated the best, or they're given different rules compared to other people. So I can see why the family might be coming from that perspective of they're doing something that they don't normally do with him. Let's make sure that he's safe.
That's true.
Now, on the other hand, I don't know if I would call him a free man if he's in parole. Like if he has a parole officer. I don't think that means you're a free person. Maybe you're out of jail, but at the same time, I don't know the lingo. So, but to me, if you have a parole officer, you're under parole for a certain amount of time, I don't necessarily consider you to be free. So because you have a parole officer, and if the parole officer says, I'm going to pick you up and we're going to process this paperwork, then that's pretty much what's going to happen. And that's kind of my side that outweighs the other side of just the fact that you're not free in my head because somebody is still overlooking you and is accountable for you.
Yeah.
So.
And at the end of the day, even though we may not understand it, sister girl, you are willingly doing this and putting yourself in this situation.
Yeah.
Like you like the fact that you're in this situation, you're stressed over this situation. This is a situation that you not only put yourself in, but you put your son in. God made him the actual legal father over your son.
Yeah, that's
that. And my thing is that's why I'm looking at the parents because I'm like, all of y'all seem like y'all played a part in this foolery that's going on. But I digress.
So next we have Kim and Joey.
Okay.
So Joey is asking Kim if she's messing with somebody else. And Kim says no.
Okay.
So apparently Kim went out to Thanksgiving with some friends. And there's a picture of her standing next to her long-term friend Josh, who is a light-skinned tall guy that this Ashley person must have been talking about. And Joey tells him, but anyway, you really shouldn't be hugging on men anyway. And Kim says it's obviously whoever is trying to stir up issues between us is somebody who has your inmate number, and she thinks it could be Joey's ex, and Joey thinks that it could be Kim's ex. So his ex split them up the last time they were together. The ex was sending text messages to Kim saying that he was on drugs and he was selling drugs, and she thinks that the ex might be trying to break them up again.
Interesting.
So Kim calls her friend and fills her in on what's going on with Joey, and the friend agrees that it probably is one of y'all's exes. So Kim goes to get her nails done by her cousin Tatum.
This is crazy, y'all.
And she tells her about Joey and that she is with Joey.
Wow.
Tatum is shocked. Apparently she dated Joey for a year in high school, and she also lost her virginity to Joey. So she is asking Kim, have you always liked him, even back when we were dating? And Kim said yes. She said, I mean, he cheated on you with me. Tatum thinks that it's a bad idea for them to be together. He is going to steal, break her heart, and then bounce. However, Kim thinks he is a changed man.
What are your thoughts on this?
Kim is a dirty dog.
Exactly.
Kim is a dirty, dirty dog. There is no other man in the world that you could find besides Joey. Now, I can understand, okay, that was a teen relationship. Maybe it wasn't that serious, whatever the case may be. But I mean, your cousin lost her virginity to Joey. That's kind of like a staple situation in somebody's mind.
I guess.
On top of that, you cheated with him behind her back, and come so many years later, you're bringing this guy back around your family and in her face. And I mean, even in your dad's face, he went and stole your daddy's bike. I'm just like, Kim is a wild woman, and I'm not a fan. And not only just because she's with Joey, and I don't think Joey's the best, but I also think that Kim is making her family having to relive some hard situations dealing with this person by bringing this person around. And what now? So he's supposed to be at all the family gatherings, and he's stepdad now and all this type of stuff. Like, no, this man caused us a lot of havoc in our life as a family. If you want to be with him, keep him over there. But at the same time, like, you really shouldn't be with him. Like, he's caused enough issues for all of us. So
at the end of the day, the family needs to actually be more stern with Kim. They need to actually put some boundaries with Kim. The minute that I find out that Joey cheated on me with you, I'm stopping it in the middle of my nail session right
I was surprised she kept going. I'm like, she's still doing her nails?
I'm like, there's no way. And that's the thing about it. Kim is a bad person. And guess what? She's with Joey, who is a bad person. So maybe they are good for each other. But it just seems like Kim is very I don't want to use the word entitled, but there's not enough boundaries set. She feels like she could do anything, and there needs to be a line drawn in the sand of, if you be with Joey, you would not be with this family. You would not come around this family. He stole my bike. You would not be with this family because he cheated on me in high school. There needs to be a line drawn of, if you decide to gain this one person, you will lose everything. And I don't see them doing that with her. But at the end of the day, I don't have hope for Kim. Like Kim, listen, you lay with dogs, you go get fleas. You get what I'm saying?
So Shante and True.
I got a lot to say about this couple right here.
You want me to say them last?
No.
Okay. True is happy to be out. He wants to get in the bath. He wants Shante to get in the bath with him. And she's talking about this Airbnb tub is probably not going to be big enough for the both of us.
That is true.
True says that he took his freedom for granted when he was younger, but not anymore.
Yeah.
He is on parole until 2026. And for him, he just has to check in with the parole officer. He says he's going to do whatever he wants. As long as he's not doing anything illegal, he thinks he'll be fine.
Okay. Well, we hope. Okay.
So they all go to a restaurant. He's there with Shante, his sister, and the sister's kids. He's feeling like basically like a fish out of water in a way, but like he jumped into the TV because he would be watching TV and seeing people go to restaurants and all this types of things. So it's just a lot and overstimulating with all these people around being in this restaurant.
That's true.
But he's trying to be cool because he knows that some people who have gotten out like are really paranoid and have bad anxiety. And he's just trying to stay in the mindset that he's free. He made it out. He made it through the toughest part.
Yeah.
So the sister does not think this engagement is going to work out.
Okay.
True thinks people are taking this PO thing too seriously.
It's serious.
But it is serious. Shante is like, True thinks that he's above the law. They will definitely send him back if he doesn't abide by the rules.
Yeah.
So Shante apparently spent $2,500 on the clothes for True's release.
Okay.
They are in the car heading to the Airbnb. He wants Shante to put it on him. And he tells her, we need to stop by the sex shop.
We need to stop at the sex shop.
So they go to the sex shop. They're checking out a rose, some edible powder, some ticklers, some whips. And he tells us the guys in prison will jack off. Some of the women nurses and the COs will want to see it, touch it, play with it, whatever the case may be. So Shante, she says she needs to step out for a second. She goes to call her friend to try to decompress for a little bit. And she's like, he's got me over here at the sex shop. Clearly he doesn't know me because this is way out of my element. And she is very uncomfortable.
Okay.
True thinks that Shante is freaky just on the low.
Okay.
So Shante is nervous. She goes back in and she spends about $199 for these toys.
Wow.
She tells us that she's probably spent about $30,000 on him at this point. He still doesn't know that she lost her job. She is depending on her savings, but she doesn't want him to know he just got out. She just wants him to, be happy with the fact that he's out of prison.
My goodness.
So Shante and True get back to the Airbnb. They're checking out every room. He's super excited. And Shante says that for her, like, this is a dry run for her to experience him prior to them getting home and being around her kids. He is showing her all the different toys. She is nervous about sleeping with him, but she is in love with him. Now... They go to bed and everything seemed well. Like they went to take a shower together. But by the time morning rolls around, it's 8 a.m. and True is gone.
Can I go first?
Please.
Me first. I think it's easy to jump on True in this situation, but truth be told, I got nothing bad to say about True in this scene. I'm going 100% in on Shante. Shante, you're practically a virgin dating a prisoner. Why? Why would you put yourself in that situation? You put yourself in a situation to where you dating a guy, engaged to the guy, right?
Yeah.
Never went up to see the guy, right? The guy been locked up for how many years? I think over a decade.
Paying 2 mortgages.
Right? And mind you, he been in prison as a guy locked up, so he don't have the freedom to do whatever he want to do. Haven't been around a woman, right? But you put yourself in a situation where you want to not only date a guy but be engaged to a guy. So when he comes out and his basically testosterone and his horniness is at a max level, you acting all coy? Why would you put yourself in that situation if you're not really that comfortable with sex? The number one thing that a prisoner wants, a male prisoner, when they get out of prison, a heterosexual one at that, is to put it on somebody.
And if I can just add something in, when they were having all these conversations on the phone, if you remember from last season, there was a lot of sex talk. So
this
is not a surprise.
So you talk a big game, but at the same time, you want to act like he don't know me. But if Blair just said what she said, you've been basically putting a facade for all these times, getting my wheels turning, and now I'm looking forward to my release date. And now when I want to go to the sex shop, and I understand, going to the sex shop is probably not in people's toolbox as a normal couple who's free. But this guy been in lock. He just been fantasizing this whole time, and the things he got in that sex shop for you is actually pretty novice.
Yeah,
handcuffs, a whip, a feather. You get what I'm saying? Like that's really nothing. compared to, like, I'm not putting my business out. But I'm just saying, like that's really nothing.
Yeah.
So for you to act all, what's the word? I don't want to say act all, because I don't want to. Whatever a woman is not comfortable with, she shouldn't be forced to do.
Right.
So let's get that out the way. Whatever a woman is uncomfortable with, she should not be forced to do, engaged or not engaged. But you chose to be engaged to a prisoner. I'm confused. Help me with this one, Blair. What did you think about this scene?
Oh yeah. Honestly, with True, I didn't think True was doing anything out of anything I expected him to do.
Pretty much.
It was like, and I didn't feel like he was even being overly sexual with her. The things he was saying but he wasn't like grabbing her and squeezing her boobs and trying to make out with her. I felt like he was, in a way, I don't know if it was respectful, but he was not all over her. But he was talking about all the things he wanted to do. Now, with Shante, like, I could tell that she was nervous, she was uncomfortable. Like, the sex stuff is not something that she is comfortable with or is well experienced with. But she went ahead and decided to do it anyway. And for that, I'm saying, like, Shante, if you were not comfortable, you should not have done that. And
Facts.
Also, I think that you guys, instead of going to the sex shop, y'all should have went to the clinic and make sure everybody got clean bill of health before we start having fun, because you just never know. So for me, in that case, I was also just like, Shante, I'm nervous for you for a multitude of reasons. And then for her to say, like, oh yeah, we're going to do an Airbnb, so this is a dry run before we get to my place. So what are you trying to say? If things don't go well, he can't come back to your place? Is he not paroled to your address? So I'm just like, you've made these commitments to this man that you're unsure if you're really going to follow through on, when you literally moved to a different state to be with him here so he could get paroled to your house. So to me, it just seems like, why were you investing $30,000 in time and losing your job and all this type of stuff to this man? And now that he's out, you're unsure. So I'm just very confused by Shante. But whatever decision she makes, I hope she makes it for herself and she doesn't do it out of obligation. If you
100%.
come this far and if you decide this isn't it, send him to his mama's house.
Exactly. And let me say it for the third time. No woman should be forced to do anything that she is not comfortable with. Period. There's no comma. There's no semicolon. I don't really know how semicolon works, but there's period.
Yeah.
Right? Now let me start my next paragraph. Okay. Right? My next paragraph is, Shante, don't put yourself in a situation to where you dating a prisoner who been locked up for years. Because more times than not, they want sex. And you are so unique to the point where you said, really haven't had sex like in 5 years. I haven't been active. Even a toy that just pleasures her, she's not comfortable with. You get what I'm saying? So for someone to be that uncomfortable with it, you gotta have a partner who can actually walk you and ease you into the situation. I don't think a prisoner who been locked up, who haven't had real food,
he's not gonna have that patience
or real
for you.
connection. No.
He's not.
Especially if you've been on the phone talking freaky. Now, I want you to save Hope and Arthur for last.
Okay.
And things like that. But my whole point is, Shante, you did this to yourself. You keep doing things to yourself. You lost your job. That's because of you. You have these multiple mortgages. That's because of you. You spending all this money on these clothes and things like that. The clothes didn't look that much special to me. That's because of you. $2,500. I could find that same outfit at Walmart. I really could. So I really don't understand the decision making that she's doing. Are you even still go get this restaurant that like you wanted to start? Like I don't even know what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You're just letting the wind blow you wherever it wants to take you, I guess. It is what it is.
Yeah. So we moved to Julian and Christine.
Okay.
He is a marketing strategist for an ad agency, but primarily where his heart resides, he is a writer.
Okay.
He reached out to Christine to discuss prison culture because he was writing a book about it. And from that, friendship blossomed into a romance.
Okay.
So Christine served 5 years for unarmed bank robbery. She owes $10,000 to all 6 banks.
Wow.
Julian met her before she was locked up, and he went and helped her get some stuff out of her place, also to get her cat to take care of. So he's going to pick her up. She grew up atheist. He grew up Pentecostal. She thinks that it'll be a bumpy ride acclimating to each other. However, he thinks it's going to be easy. So Julian checks into a hotel. He'll be picking her up tomorrow. His body count is 3. And she is worried about how the physical side of their relationship is going to be.
Okay.
So Julian goes to the prison to pick her up, and she is not in prison for the bank robberies. She is in prison for parole violation. But the prison she's at is a low security prison. I think they were saying like this is the one that Martha Stewart was at, where basically there's no fences around it. It looks like a big house. So Christina runs out, jumps, kisses on Julian. He shows her the cat all dressed up. He pulled out a banner for her. Christine is very energetic, to say the least. To say the least. She says that she is going to jump his bones.
Stop right there.
Go ahead.
The main reason why I wanted you to do them next, right after Shante and True, I'm just to show you I'm not sexist. The shoe is on the other foot, literally.
Absolutely. Julian, what are you doing? What are you doing?
No. My whole thing is, no, Shante, what are you doing? I'm talking back to her.
Okay.
You was a woman that was free, that's engaged to a guy that's in prison and want to take sex slow. Right? Now we got another one where it's completely the shoes on the other foot. He's free and she's a prisoner that is released, and she's like, I want to jump your bones.
Yeah.
Like these are things, unfortunately, things you have to expect when you're dating a prisoner who don't have the same freedom that they had when they was free.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's all she kept talking about. Oh, I'm going to do this to you and things like that. I wonder if, listen here, I thought Dave was going to do something on that lawn. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say, lock them both up right now. You get what I'm saying? But you could just hear, she wasn't even trying to be sexy with it. She was like, no. I'm going to jump your bones. And I'm just like, this is kind of scary. But that just lets you know, like, the mindset of someone who's been locked up in a cage. Like, sex is a thing that's very important to us humans.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But go ahead, continue.
So she's saying how she really was starting to get in trouble at first because she was using drugs and she was committing crimes to support her habit.
Okay.
She really wants to marry Julian and for them to start their lives together.
I ain't gonna hold you. She scares me.
I don't think she's clean, y'all.
Okay.
I don't think she's clean. I hope I'm wrong. I hope maybe it's a different situation going on. But it don't look like this lady's clean to me. Yeah, and I'm a little bit nervous for Julian.
She scares me.
I'm a little bit nervous.
She scares me. She over here is talking about, listen here, I know I gained 30 pounds while I was away, but that's just a little cushion for like a pushing and things of that nature. And dude, you think Julian's happy to see her?
I think he was, but I think he was a little bit shocked by all of the energy. I think he was a little shocked by all the energy
because it came off as like masculine in a way, like basically like and it doesn't help. She's in a sweatsuit. You get what I'm saying?
And she all grabbing his head
exactly.
Like
it's just like okay, don't grab up on me.
Sorry.
Okay. But it's just a lot. That I felt like I think he was just confused most of the time. like I think he's happy to have her and things like that. But she wants to eat him. Like she wants to eat that little man, okay? And at the end of the day, Shante, why you put yourself in this situation?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Let's go for actually the couple of the night for me. I thought it was going to be the preacher's kid. I thought it was actually going to be Shante and True, but I actually got a lot to say about Hope and Arthur.
All right. So Arthur is released.
Yes.
So Hope and his mom are there to greet him when he gets out the van.
Of course.
He has been in and out of prison for about 10 years. At 18, he robbed a guy, and that's when he first got sent to prison. He no longer wants to live the street life now. Like, that's totally not even where his head is at.
Okay.
So Arthur was happy to see both of his ladies. Mom thinks that if she tells Arthur to come home, that is what he's going to do.
Okay.
So when Arthur and Hope, they get into her truck, she decorated the truck for him. There's a bed in the back of the truck so they can get things popping when it's time. So Arthur wants to spend the rest of his life with Hope. They all get to a restaurant, but Mom is leaving to go back to Vegas on Sunday, and she asks to spend some time with him before she goes back by herself all alone. And Arthur tells her, you're not alone. You got my siblings, my brothers and my sisters all back in Vegas with you.
Yeah.
Arthur and Hope share that they're going to be sleeping in the truck tonight, and Mom is not feeling that. She wants to take him home. And he has a lot of siblings back home that he hasn't seen in years. Well, Hope's point is, well, where y'all been? Where's been the communication? Where have been the visits? Like, y'all talking about you miss him, you want to see him. I was the only one holding him down while he was in jail. And the mom said that we've had phone visits. We've actually come down here to visit him. And Arthur says that his family would look out for him when they could, but Hope has been more consistent.
Yeah.
The mom shares that she did fall back because she kept doing stuff to support him, but he kept doing stuff in prison to get more time. And they did not forget about him, and that's something that she wants her son to know.
Okay.
So Arthur starts crying. His mom hugs him, and it has been 4 years since he's seen his mom. Mom says that she doesn't want to have to leave him here, and she tells him, don't think just because she's paying that you owe her something, because you don't owe her anything. Arthur wants to see if things with Hope are going to work, and that's why he wants to stay with Hope to see how their relationship can progress.
Okay.
The mom doesn't trust Hope is going to be faithful, and wants to get him one-on-one to ask him what he really thinks, what he really feels.
Now, the last 2 times I went first, so I'll let you go. Even though I got a lot to say, I'm going to be patient.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have much to say. I feel like I always have more to say when you talk because I'm jumping in. But my thing is, Mom, I get you feel how you feel. But Arthur, he has been getting in trouble, going to jail, doing his own thing. To me, this ain't nothing different. Let that man live with his girlfriend. Huh?
I said, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, let that man live with his girlfriend. If this is where he wants to be, and this lady has been, committed to him by his side and all that, he's a grown man. He can make that decision. And I feel like she is overstepping her boundaries in a way. I feel like you can express that I would like you to come back with me, but telling yourself, if I tell him to come home, he's coming home. No. Have you told him to stay out of trouble and he keep getting in trouble? So I think that Mom needs to realize that her son is a grown man, and he's going to do whatever he wants, just like he's been doing to keep himself in jail. Now, when it comes to Hope, I don't know too much about Hope. I know Hope was unfaithful in the past, but it seems like they're getting on the right foot now.
Yeah.
I too don't totally agree with them sleeping in the truck. It would be nice for them to have a hotel.
Me too.
But at the same time, if he don't mind, who am I to say?
Yeah.
So I think that they are going to figure out their situation, make it work or not. But I don't think it's the mom's place to try to stick her foot in having a say over what they have going on. So
yeah, the line I was looking for in the notes that I want to harp on is, don't think you owe her anything. What do you mean?
Yeah.
She been holding me down. Like, there is something to, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I'm going to be a little hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? To where when a person is in jail and you are supporting them, you are in a way locked up with them as well. Right? That's why the mother and the family decided to stop supporting Arthur, because they was like, hey, while you was locked up, we supported you, we visited, we sent you money, but you kept getting time. We can't be locked up this long.
Right.
So I'm gonna fall back. I want to be free, because technically I am free. So for Hope to actually support him and be consistent, for her to say, where were y'all? That means I've been here. You get what I'm saying? And and the thing about it is, this is not even a situation to make Hope look so like perfect in front of everybody. Because I think there's some imperfections in actually both their relationships with Arthur and the mom, and Arthur with Hope, and things like that. But at the end of the day, to say and to completely dismiss Hope looking after your son in the sense of you don't owe her anything. Yeah,
that's kind of wild.
What? I don't know what financial bind I put her in. I don't know if Hope got a house. You get what I'm saying? Now, I do have a friend who does drive trucks and things like that. Trust me, them trucks be decked out and things like that. I ain't know they had a whole bed. Someone put a TV in there and things like that, because they live on the road.
Yeah, they do.
You get what I'm saying? So like, I get the whole sleeping in a truck. I would hope that she would put him in a hotel.
I mean, he just got out of prison.
I would hope. I would hope. But he's like, listen here. And the thing about it is, I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say Arthur seemed like a changed man, but so far, only thing that he's been 100% certain that he wanted was a piece of hope and a piece of fried chicken.
Yep.
Right? He said, I want my wings, right? And just something as simple as, let me ask you this question then, Blair. Okay. I'm going to ask you this question, starting from the beginning of the scene. Who should have rode with to the restaurant? Should he have rode with Hope or rode with his mama?
Hope.
You think so?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I straight would have been like, I'm gonna ride with my mama because I know that she's leaving,
right?
And I'm not going with her. You know what I'm saying?
Just to have a little time,
just a little time. But the idea that she just felt so entitled to her son, who she chose to actually withdraw from due to his actions.
Which is not saying it's wrong.
I'm not blaming the mama, but whatever happens when you withdraw, you basically took your hands off the wheel and say, whatever happens, happens. And now that he's free, you can't now want to be like, okay, my hand's back on the wheel. You come back to Vegas with us. That's not how it works.
Right.
When you decide to take your hands off the wheel and let God take the wheel and things of that nature, whoever has the wheel has the wheel. And right now, Hope has the wheel. And at this moment, I felt like it was very disrespectful to say you don't owe her anything in front of that girl's face.
Right.
Right at that moment, she's more respectful than me, because I would have been like, he don't owe me anything. At most, he owes me himself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? What do like you think I did this for y'all to basically be off the books and then you just take them and wish them away from me? No. So for one, I think the mother should give their relationship a chance to fail or a chance to grow. You get what I'm saying? Don't be so judgmental in the beginning. I don't know what type of life Hope live. I don't know if she's a cheater. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
She said she was.
But my thing is, as far as I know, with Arthur, right, with him being out, it could be a total different thing.
Possibly.
Right? With him being locked up, it's like, okay, you locked up, but at the same time, I'm putting money on your books. I cheated. Okay, word. You out? Clean slate, clean slate, clean slate, clean slate. Okay, cool. Give us a chance to prove that we supposed to be together or that we're not.
Right.
Just don't take him away off of the Vegas because you feel so entitled to your son. And I understand this is the one son that is actually I don't want to say black sheep, but he's the one that has a different father than everybody else, than all his siblings and things like that. So there's a special bind and a special relationship that she has with him. But at the end of the day, once you chose 4 years ago to not see him, to not communicate, to not keep putting money on his books because he kept misbehaving, you have to accept what came with that. And what came with that was Hope being consistent. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Listen here, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share. I need to know what y'all think about the show. That's actually the more important thing to me. Listen here, I would love to have 1 million subscribers by tomorrow. I would love to have 1,000 likes. I would love for y'all to share it to 2 million people. But the thing that is most important to me is that we have some type of dialogue. You get what I'm saying? Anything else?
That's it.
Y'all be good.
Bye.